Welcome to This Week in West Hempstead, sponsored this week by Giordano Garden and Nursery. Here are your hosts, David and Norm.
Thanks, Dan, and welcome, Norm.
Good to be back.
I feel like there's fall in the air. We finally got some much-needed rain. And,
it's raining.
Little crisp. Just a quick 20-second rant. You know, I'm walking my dog about an hour and a half ago, and as I'm walking the dog, what do I hit? I hit a freaking broken sidewalk. I trip on it. I almost go flying. If it wasn't for the fact that I have a 70-pound dog that was like an anchor, of which he yelped because I grabbed him. And it's like, I haven't talked about sidewalks in a long time, but it's like, when are we going to fix these things? It's such a, someone's going to, I'm sure people get hurt all the time. And that's why we have Jacoby and Myers and, whatever other ambulance chasing lawyers that are out there. But it's like,
don't sue us.
It's going to get much more dangerous, I think, during the winter when the ice forms and the snow's on the ground and you don't even see the cracks, so you don't even have a chance to defend yourself.
Yeah. I'm thinking maybe I should go plant some trees through the town, and they planted on, sort of that middle area.
Right.
And then, I'll pay them, and then the sidewalks will get, picked up, and then I'll be the one who's, left holding the bag. It's nuts. They got to fix this thing. Anyway. I don't mean to sidetrack, but what the heck? It is podcast, and that's what we do. So the first story is actually pretty exciting, and I'm not sure exactly how long it's been since the West Hempstead Rams, the West Hempstead football team, high school football team Rams, have been 4-0 and have been so dominant. But wow,
we have a championship team. It's as simple as that. This is their year.
I'm not sure about that so far. However, the numbers are really impressive. So today or on Saturday, they defeated Cold Spring Harbor High School 38-0. They continue to just steamroll over their competition. Just so we should all know, they're playing next week at Locust Valley, and the week after that, they're playing at home against North Shore. But the total points for and points away is just massive. 136 points for with 14 points against.
Unbelievable.
They're just unbelievable.
We have some video on this, don't we?
We do. And the player of the game against Cold Spring Harbor is Lawrence Chapman, and he had 8 carries for 97 yards and 2 touchdowns. And overall in total yards, the Rams crushed the Cold Spring Harbor 351-29.
Yeah, they're dominating.
This is nuts. So if you go to this website, it's actually a very, very useful site. And Dan, I don't know if you can bring it up on the screen.
We have it up as we speak.
It's called MaxPreps.com, and you can see high school sports from like all over the place. Really a fantastic resource. And I'll just show you a quick clip from the game today. And we're up in full screen. I hope it's coming across. And
I'm not enough of an expert to tell you what that play
no,
was.
and I'm not going to do any play-by-play, but there he goes.
Pitch out to the running back, and
number 8 runs for a touchdown, and there you go. I mean,
it doesn't get more exciting than that.
No, it was really riveting. But this is fantastic. West Hempstead High School has such an incredible, education department, but their sports department is really stepped up.
And we should be carrying all of their sports. Let's see if we can reach out to them and see if they're interested in carrying a lot of the stuff that a lot of kids are participating in these days.
Absolutely.
And in the meantime, if you want to go out and support them, as Dave said, they'll be in Locust Valley next week and back home the week afterwards. And I'm sure they'd love to see people coming out to cheer them on.
Absolutely. So, if you go to our website on westhempsteadecho.com, there's a couple of features that I'd like to kind of tell everyone about, because not everyone's been on our site. The first one is we have a daily listing of events. So you see the things that are going on, including things that are going on at the Nassau County Aquatic Center. We have a shredding that's taking place tomorrow at the West Hempstead Public Library.
That would be Sunday, October 2nd. So if you're watching this later, you may have missed it.
That is true. So we'll let you know when the next shredding event may be taking place. And on October 3rd, the Halloween scavenger hunt at the Malvern Public Library. That's also a pretty exciting event to go to.
And there's always stuff going on at our library. Every day there seems to be something, maybe a story reading for the kids. I mean, there's so many things on their website that you can go to and pick up something for your kids.
Yeah, and you can also go to our site and see what's available as well. Yep. And we bring you headlines from all the various news organizations from around the area. And one of the stories struck me, and this was from an article that appeared September 29th in the Rockville Center Patch, to give them credit. And it's about, hold on, let me just link to it right here. We can bring it up on the screen. It's the Fishing Festival, which is coming to West Hempstead next month. The state's program is going to be taking place. Hold on, let me scroll down here. It's going to be taking place at the Hempstead Lake State Park, and I believe it's going to be taking place on October 15th. And the Fall Family Fishing and Children's Festival. This has been a longstanding tradition for over 2 decades. I've never gone to this. I don't know if you've ever gone to this, but
it's more than just fishing. I think they also have a magician.
Yeah, reading over your shoulder. There's a pumpkin contest.
There's some animal shows and
yeah. So a lot of exciting things to do.
It's a day outside
at the park. The festival is scheduled between 10 a.m. and 4 p.m. between McDonald and South Ponds, and you're gonna have a great time. Go to the park.
Sounds good.
I never gone fishing at Hempstead State Lake Park.
I didn't know that they had fish.
I'm not sure what you would catch there. So it's
cold.
Yeah, maybe. So, all right. So, speaking of comedians, Norman also doubles as our entertainment reporter, and he's been covering the near and far of what's been going on in West Hempstead. And by the way, not that many things are far away. It's all kind of near. And Norm, so what have you found out?
So it's interesting. I took the early shift, that is around 8 o'clock, to see what was going on in the early evening. I'll go back next time.
Where is that?
The early shift.
The early shift?
The early shift's 8 o'clock in the evening on Hempstead Avenue. Creative Corner had an open mic time, as did Community Cafe was open, as was G's. So I stopped by all of them early.
Okay.
I'm sure it's a completely different scene at 11 or 12 o'clock at night. We'll have to go back and see what that's like.
Okay.
Creative Corner had Bob Hanley, a 60s and 70s rocker, and his friends playing. It was kind of fun. It was a really, enjoyable time.
Can I ask you a quick question? I'm glad that you mentioned this guy's name, because I actually tried to look him up. I couldn't find a thing about him. So
so these aren't the most famous people in the world.
No, but
these
was he like at Woodstock or
they were probably in the audience.
He's probably in the audience.
I
don't know if he was on the stage. I'm not sure.
Clearly, he was in the audience. But that's okay, because this is a place where you can go, bring an instrument. They've got lots of instruments there, and sit in. I mean, it's just a fun night. Mm-hmm. Then I moved on to Community Cafe. It was kind of dead. Hardly anybody there.
It's been dead since
scotch.
1972.
They were out of single malt scotch, which ruined the evening for me. Ooh. They had a couple of empty bottles of Macallan, which made no sense to me whatsoever. Why they have it on the shelf? But so I will go back and give them another shot.
So no pun intended.
No pun intended.
So one of the community members, I'm drawing a blank, Goldstein. I forgot who it was doing bartending, was pouring drinks there, and at some point they had brought in food or kosher food on Thursday nights. I know there was a little bit of a scene. I don't think that's happening.
Well, it didn't happen at 8 o'clock on the early shift. But okay. I'll tell you, I then moved on to G's. G is that place that intersects Woodfield Road and Hempstead Avenue.
Yeah.
I think it was a private club for a while. Now it's a nightclub. They had open mic karaoke. A couple of fabulous guys. I'm telling you, they could have been pros. And a couple of really duds. I mean, horrible deaths. But it was fun. I mean, the place is still alive. They're going to have lots of bands coming in over the course of October, November. So keep an eye out for that.
Do you have any single malts there?
No.
No.
I'm going to have to stock the bars in this town. This is a problem.
So listen, I think that is an aspiration.
Do we know actually? Does G have a liquor license? Or
They do. They have a full bar.
I think they do.
No, they have a full bar.
One of the interesting things about G's, and maybe we should dig into this a little bit deeper, is they have a podcast called the Long Island Breakfast Club.
Right.
And they broadcast out of the G's. I think it's like every Thursday. I haven't seen it. Actually, I haven't seen them do the show in a little bit of time, but it seemed pretty interesting. And, so there's another podcast coming out of West Hempstead.
Yeah, they have a small stage, good microphones, and they had full karaoke with the screens up and the words that you could read. It was fun.
I think they have bands and other entertainment there. I don't know, Dan.
Right.
You don't
coming
hang out
coming in
at the
October.
I'm locked in my house by about 7:15 at night. I'm sort of useless, but certainly would be worth us digging into a little bit. Take advantage.
Shout out to them, and you know what? If you're in West Hempstead, you're looking for something to do. You got G's, you got Community Cafe,
and creative.
And Creative Corner. There's a lot of stuff going on Hempstead Turnpike as well. Maybe we should do a little bit exploring in the future.
Okay.
All right, so let's switch to a much more mundane subject that we don't like talking about, but it's out there. Taxes and what people can do about it. I know there's been some information that's been out there, and what do you got for us, Norm?
So we gave out a lot of information last time about seminars that are being given by the town, some by Nassau County. There's one again in Hempstead, October 13 at 7 p.m. in Elmont, October 26th. It's a chance for you to lower your property taxes. There are a number of programs, serious programs for seniors, for veterans, for people of low income. So you should take advantage of them. And if you attend any one of these seminars, they will tell you all about it.
Yeah, this is a real serious issue. We're fortunate, or at least homeowners, that have seen significant increases in the home values, which is, wonderful to kind of look at. But the flip side of that is that the housing assessments, keep going up and up, uncapped. And there are ways to safeguard it. And you really need to be informed as to, what's best, for you to take as a homeowner to save some money.
Right. So I applied to Maidenbaum, one of the 2 or 3 top guys. They reduced my tax assessment by 7.8%. That's a huge number. And I split the savings with him, and I think that's something everybody should be doing if you don't want to take the time to do it yourself. But they will walk you through it and show you how to do it. I was able to do it for years and got a little more complicated maybe because of the area that I live in, but people should take advantage of a chance to roll back their taxes.
And my rant the next time will be about getting the town to think about cutting its spending. Except maybe on the sidewalks. The sidewalks they can still spend on.
Yeah, sidewalks, let's not screw around with that. But the real thing is, it's kind of like if there's all these processes in place, Maidenbaum, and, we all get all this, crap in the mail, that gets sent to us and for all these tax savings and all these things. How about have realistic taxes across the board so you don't have to go through this process of having them reduced? Think about all the overhead that's spent on something that's like overly inflated, and then it just has to be pulled back. Why not just have the right number in the first place?
Right, and clearly we're paying for that.
It's so annoying. You know what? Maybe I'm just being, simple stupid, but I don't know.
Well, the town had a couple of other nice ideas. They have a healthcare proxy kit that you can get from them. It's being distributed by Councilman Thomas Muscarella. The town of Hempstead will send it to you if you contact them. And the clerks has some minutes that they put out were really interesting. You can sign up with the tax group over there. I think it's the clerk's office. And they will notify you if anybody tries to defraud you by placing a lien on your property or trying to change the ownership of your property. All you need to do is register with them, and they will send you a notification if anybody's screwing around with your ownership.
Great. And, really important. And if you want to find links, go to westhempsteadecho.com, and we'll be able to direct you to the right location. And
and as always, I always want to tell people this is hurricane season. If you've got a TV and you've been watching Florida, it can happen to you. Please, this is the time for preparedness. Home kits, water, batteries, flashlight, first aid kit. Get your make sure your medication is up to date. You've got everything that you need, because on short order, you won't be able to find batteries. Gas will be shortage. Keep your cars full. This is the season.
Yeah, true. Hurricane Ian was, huge issue for Central Florida, and then
and a learning lesson for us.
Yeah, and again, always be prepared. And if you have any issues, Nassau County as well as Hempstead have links on their sites on what to do. And again, just take care of things. Next time you're in, Costco or in a supermarket, stock up on some basic stuff. Make sure you're prepared. And again, as it relates to medicine, always make sure that you have enough standing by.
Yep, exactly.
All right, so I think that's going to do it for this week in West Hempstead. Thank you for joining us, and it's been our pleasure, Norm.
Have a great week.
All right, Dan, thank you very much, and take us out.
Thanks for watching, everyone. As always, if you'd like to sponsor this or our other shows, reach out to us at sales@westhempsteadecho.com.